Welcome back to another 10 with Ken. I'm Ken Steele. We're back on the street to continue our survey of some winners and sinners in higher ed social media. Every fall on campuses across North America, Orientation Week seems to bring out the worst in some students. They're young and immature, giddy at their newfound freedom living away from home for the first time, so of course they seek to document their exploits on Instagram and Snapchat. O Week brings the inevitable frosh chants that often tread the line of good taste and sometimes stomp all over it. In September 2011, a group of 30 commerce students from HEC Montréal made international headlines by putting on blackface to imitate Jamaican Olympian Usain Bolt. Among the witnesses, a McGill student of Jamaican descent, armed with a smartphone. A law student, in fact.
I was absolutely shocked and horrified, and I also recognized that the students weren't acting out of malice, but simply a lack of education and understanding.
The school apologized and launched an investigation, and the McGill law student proceeded to file a human rights complaint. In September 2013, national outrage was again triggered over frosh chants at St. Mary's University in Halifax and at UBC. At St. Mary's, about 300 male and female frosh were recorded in a chant, reportedly a long-standing campus tradition, that glorifies the rape of underage girls. St. Mary's boys, we like them young. The video was posted dozens of times to Instagram and YouTube. News reports and morning shows across the country latched onto it as a perfect example of campus rape culture. School officials and politicians promptly declared their shock, disappointment, and disgust.
Quite frankly, I find it offensive and dangerous.
The Smooth Student Council president apologized, but awkwardly.
MUSA would like to apologize to everyone in the SMU community for our part in such an awful display. A lot of our cheers don't, when we do them, we don't necessarily look at the message. It's more about the rhyme and the chant behind it.
As you might expect, the school immediately ordered sensitivity training for the student executive and for all 80 Frosh Week leaders. The next day, the student council president and vice president resigned. Obviously, this rates our social media sinner designation. The same week in 2013, student leaders at the UBC Sauder School of Business reportedly allowed frosh on a bus to sing a virtually identical Like Them Young chant.
This time, it's the University of British Columbia.
But with no video, it took longer for reports to surface, and every news outlet used video from St. Mary's to illustrate the story.
Now, this chant is apparently a tradition here at UBC that's gone on nearly a decade.
Some students defended the tradition.
Frosh is about partying and being offensive and basically drinking. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't say that it should be stopped.
Others spray-painted rape culture graffiti on the Sauder School's doorstep. The pattern of fallout was sadly familiar and predictable. Denunciations, apologies, resignations, sensitivity training, counselors for upset students, and a fact-finding investigation. In 2014, we heard similar outrage at McMaster and Concordia universities, where engineering students' O-Week chant songbooks contained similarly offensive lyrics promoting sexual violence. The sad reality is that students and fraternities are not the only ones interested in perpetuating the drunken orgy of O-Week. Last year in Ottawa, we saw what is perhaps the worst example of commercial profiteering on Frosh Week mayhem. A private company called Aficionado started promoting its Ottawa Frosh Week kits in July 2014, using plenty of nudity and partying from mosh pits to wet t-shirt contests. With the slogan, "Now is the time to make mistakes," and hashtags blackout, frosh fail, and do it for the story, the video encourages getting blackout drunk playing beer pong, making bad decisions with good friends, and plenty of casual sex and severe concussions. Ottawa College and University leaders denounced the company and emphasized that it had no official ties to Frosh Week activities on campus. The YouTube video has since been removed. but not before we awarded it our Social Media Sinner Award. But I really shouldn't leave you thinking that social media is nothing but bad for Campus O Weeks. Ultimately, we had to look pretty far and wide, but we did find a great example of a university creating a social media event during a Campus O Week. Wageningen University, named for its town in the Netherlands, engaged 1,000 frosh on their smartphones to create a novel kind of online campus tour.
State-of-the-art buildings across campus. One line, 15 miles long, covering 11 floors. They stood at the starting blocks, their smartphones ready for action. They waited for a sign from the team captain and captured the moment. Twice. All these photos were collected and we are proud to present the world's first student street view.
Pretty cool, huh? I think this could inspire quite a few of us. This one is definitely a social media winner. Thanks again for taking 10 with me. Please subscribe to the Eduvation channel on YouTube or the 10 with Ken podcast on iTunes. For exclusive early access, subscribe to my email newsletter, The Eduvation Loop. I hope to see you next time. But we need a longer take. Ja, I'll smile more. This one is definitely a social media winner.
That's a smile.
That's my smile.
Do it again.
Want to get a smile? I can't see myself.